So part of President Obama's legacy that people really don't like to talk about is that he normalized the targeting of U.S. citizens with drones. So it was first with Anwar al-Awlaki. Now, this guy was a jihadist, but there was no due process. He's an American citizen, too. There was no due process whatsoever, and they vaporized him with a drone. This is particularly crazy because you could have just tried him in absentia. You could have tried him without him there and then done something. But no, they didn't. They just, he's on the kill list, go kill him. So an American citizen, no due process, and you're going to kill him with a flying robot of death. That is wildly unconstitutional, and you know that, Mr. Constitutional Law Professor. You just didn't care. But it's worse than that. It wasn't just Anwar al-Awlaki. It was also his son, 16-year-old son at the time, Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki. So this guy was not a jihadist. This guy was not like his father. There's no indication of that whatsoever, but they killed him anyway. Now, they claimed, he was just collateral damage. We were aiming for somebody else. Well, that's bad enough if true, but it turns out that wasn't even true. The person who they said they killed with him popped up years later. So they just killed Abdul Rahman. And then when Robert Gibbs, who was part of the White House at the time, was asked about it, he had the chilling quote of, he should have had a better father. Or he should have had a more responsible father. Oh, so that's how it works now? This is Orwell 101. You're guilty for the crimes of your father. So, if we happen to kill you, it is what it is. We're right. These are American citizens we're talking about. No due process, no nothing. So, that's bad. 90% of the time, drone strikes under Obama didn't hit the intended target. Well, now you have that framework set up, and you laid the groundwork, and we're in quite a pickle because Donald Trump, as many people will agree with, is way more unhinged and less trustworthy than Obama, even with all of Obama's flaws. It ain't hard to see that Trump is a wee bit more of a loose cannon now, isn't he? Well, The Hill explains what happened yesterday. Quote, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer told reporters earlier in the day that no American citizen will ever be targeted when asked whether the Trump administration would deliberately go after U.S.-born people with ties to extremists. The statement represented a break with policy set under the Obama administration. But a White House official later clarified, quote, U.S. policy regarding the possible targeting of American citizens has not changed. So you need to fully understand what that means. They said, what do you mean? Of course we're not going to target American citizens for drone strikes and stuff. That's crazy. Then somebody told them later on, X-nay on the talking points, Gabe, because Obama already normalized that, and it's already allowed. So all you got to do is go out there and say, no. Oh, did I say that? What I meant to say is U.S. policy regarding the possible targeting of American citizens has not changed. So in other words, not changing it means we're still allowed to do it, and we're going to do it. Now, this is where Obama's legacy is honestly the biggest problem. Because if that was not policy already, what would Trump have to do? Trump and Sean Spicer, who's really not bright, and all of his cronies would have to say, we're now opening up the door to go after American citizens with ties to extremists. We can go after them, we could drone them, we could do whatever we want. Tremendous, believe me. And if they had to say it and frame it in that way, what happens? You see all those protests where people were out there over Trump's 7-nation immigration ban, which is effectively a Muslim ban. It's an attempt at a Muslim ban. As Rudy Giuliani said, he admitted that Trump called me and asked, how could I do a Muslim ban legally? So as many protests as there were the other day, for that, there would be even more protests. There would be bigger protests. If President Donald Trump had to admit and say the words, we're going to target U.S. citizens for execution without due process, without any system set up whatsoever, we're just giving ourselves the right to do it. But he didn't have to say those words. All he had to say was, policy hasn't changed. And that is saying the same thing. So, you see why this is so devastating? You set up a national security state. You have the NSA spying on everybody. You also have them now legally able to share the intelligence back and forth between all the different government agencies. So they're spying on everybody. They have wide reach beyond anything you and I can comprehend. They're executing even U.S. citizens without any due process. Never mind if you're somebody randomly in Yemen or Pakistan. You think there's going to be due process if they take out your uncle who was innocent of any wrongdoing? Not even close. You have an extrajudicial prison still set up, and a madman comes in and takes power. What did Edward Snowden call this again? Turnkey tyranny? You laid all the groundwork, and now the crazy person's coming in, and all he has to do is say, hey, we already got everything we want here. I could already spy on everybody. I could already execute American citizens without due process. And that's the point, isn't it? That a lot of the well-meaning Democrats during the Obama administration, whoa, calm down, guys. Sure, okay, he took out a guy like Anwar al-Awlaki. He was a jihadist. He had it coming anyway. So what? I don't understand why you're so upset about this. It's a little thing called precedent, you jackass. Even if you trust Obama, are you going to trust every president from now until the end of time? Is that what you're going to do? So you expect there's never going to be another George W. Bush, never going to be, now we know, Donald Trump, never going to be somebody like that who goes in there who maybe isn't as responsible as you thought Obama was. There's a reason why we have due process and had habeas corpus, and we have this framework, and we have the Constitution, and we have the Magna Carta, and we have the Geneva Conventions. Those rules are there for a reason, and now they're out the fucking window. And you can thank even presidents like Obama, who tepidly and casually pushed us further in the wrong direction, and then now that a monster comes in and he's going to use the framework and the groundwork that Obama sets up, everybody clutches their pearls. You should have clutched them from day fucking one. Not only under George W. Bush, but yes, under Obama. Just because you think he's a good person and he's doing bad things doesn't make those bad things good.